This is going to be the driveway. The single-car garage is attached. Here is the main portion of the house, and this is the front porch. Insulating concrete forms, 6-inch walls, open cell foam in the attic. Try to finish the house in approximately 6 days if it's possible. This is totally 100% volunteer. We're trying to show how we can build an energy-efficient, affordable home. What else do you think we ought to do?
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Habitat for Humanity provides low-income working families with an opportunity to buy an affordable home. The homes are affordable because they're built with volunteers and families. Each homeowner buys their home and makes an affordable, interest-free mortgage payment back to Habitat, which helps fund the next home for the next family. The model really works. It's not a giveaway, and there are responsibilities that come with home ownership that continue to work well in our community. We're in our Heritage Oaks neighborhood, which is a 16-home planned development. And in 2012, we wanted to participate in Habitat's Blitz Build Week. However, we needed a local contractor to lead the effort. We thought it sounded ambitious, but we figured we had nothing to lose, and we decided to go for it. Right before the deadline, Chip Gauthier stepped up to build a cutting-edge green home like we had never seen before. But the challenge for Chip was keeping that home just as affordable as all of the rest of our Habitat homes.
We're crazy. He says, what were we thinking when we got into this to think that we could do this? And then we laughed about it and then said, okay, well, let's just get at it.
Getting an early start after volunteer training, construction begins. For lead contractor Gauthier, it runs in the family. Son Chad, a general contractor himself, also volunteers. And then it rained. Styrofoam ICF forms can't be sealed to the foundation today, but other preparations continue as much as possible.
Things happen to change in construction all the time. My motto is be flexible, adapt, and overcome.
All right, well, I'm in the Carpenters Union. I don't want to get in trouble with the laborers.
Even skilled volunteers from the construction trades were mostly unfamiliar with ICF building techniques, so new skills were being learned on the job. Here, window bucks are a frame to hold concrete inside the form cutouts made for windows.
Go in, a lot of times what we'll do, and I don't know if you said, we'll take little wings.
Of course, coffee is always welcome on a cold, rainy day. It's been a rough start for a first day out. Finally, the rain passes in late afternoon and the first ICF blocks are installed. It's a flurry of activity after losing almost another whole day. The operation quickly ramps back up, and the framing crew continues preparing interior walls and flooring. More help arrives.
We have Chris here, ready to go to work.
Hi, Linda.
Terry Rogers and I spent a lot of time
regrading the site and bringing in some nice sifted fine dirt. And then the rains came, and now we have about 6 inches of mud.
Okay, so I'm working on the rest of those bucks. I'll have together in a little bit for you.
Expanding foam is used to form an airtight seal between the concrete slab foundation and the ICF blocks. This is what couldn't be done during the rain. These cutouts are where the window bucks are installed. The press is on to make up for lost time. The attached garage begins to take shape.
They're what we stand up in the door openings so that when we pour the concrete, it doesn't just run out of the walls.
Everybody's spirits are high. As you can see, the blocks are coming along well. We've had over 20 volunteers for the last 2 days. So we'll keep working hard and try to catch up and shift the schedule accordingly. But all in all, it's been a great first 2 days.
On Wednesday, ICF construction picked up and some lost time was regained. This bracing supports the wall forms while the concrete is poured and sets. The pour will contain Helix, a concrete additive of tiny steel wires. Helix allows using less reinforcing rebar while providing more strength to the structure and saving construction time.
137 and 9/16.
To keep prior commitments, lead framing contractor Tim Jacobs has to exit the project. So the arrival of Ray Byers Sr. and Ray Byers Jr. with a crew of 12 is a welcome relief. Accommodation for heating and cooling duct passing through the concrete walls is made before the pour.
Show them your false teeth while you're at it.
Here, a window buck for the garage goes in. Spirits are running pretty high by the end of the day. Looks like we might be pouring concrete tomorrow. The Byers crew is back for another day to help move things along.
We always like to give back to the community. The reality is the community is who gives back to us to keep us all working all the time. It's kind of like an old barn raising that used to happen back in the 1800s. Tim Jacobs and Chip got there. They really helped us out with just guiding us, and the guys are awesome. It's a good cause, and I'm happy to be here.
The forms get vacuum cleaned out. Then it's time to pour concrete. The ICF wall performs at R50, often requiring 30 to 44% less energy than a wood frame home. Webbing inside the ICF block provides a consistent fastening platform for siding, sheetrock, and wall decoration. The Stinger concrete vibrator helps air bubbles fill in so the pour will properly settle. Excess is removed to prepare for the second-story ICF walls. Manufacturers and service providers make it happen. Heating, cooling, and hot water is from a hydrotemp ground source heat pump, utilizing constant subsurface earth temperature to maintain a comfortable home interior. The ground source heat pump works together with ICF walls to keep energy costs low because the approximate 58-degree thermal source doesn't have to move very far to produce either heating or cooling.
There's so much thermal mass and so well insulated, it doesn't require much energy to heat and cool the house.
The thing that has really struck me is how much unity there is here in this home, how much interest there is in this home. Constantly all day we see people from the town coming to see the progress. Again, my hat's off to Habitat for doing this type of a structure.
The hustle continues to get the second-story block ready and make way for the dedication.
Think you got it?
Hi. Yes.
With much work yet to be done, clearly Rosa, Kenneth, Ashlyn, and Andrew are excited about their new home. Habitat Traditions celebrates the progress of Blitz Week with a home dedication.
Ladies and gentlemen, you really don't know what you have here. You have the future.
And you and I and all of us here together and many, many other people have the opportunity to take part in making this future brighter and healthier and happier and more prosperous.
Today is truly a celebration of how far we've come, what we've accomplished, and what we have in front of us. We tend to say, yes, we can do it. The Blitz build came along and it was no different. A lot of people said, a Blitz build, a house in a week? That sounds crazy, that sounds impossible.
I said this once before, who'd be a fool to step up and do something like this? And then you had Monday to answer this, so I knew better than to say something like that. I was encouraged by other people encouraging me to do this and supporting me in this effort.
You really need the community to step up and to give, and this community never disappoints in that regard.
Dedication, strength in family, belief in the future, and driven to get the future that they can imagine.
And so I got in Tuesday night, and Wednesday he was very kind to me. We only put in 14.5-hour day.
And I still got a lot more energy left, and we're going to get her done.
With some of the workforce back at regular jobs, Chip continues to work alongside the Habitat volunteer crew who helps see the project through to completion. This is their story. Closed cell foam, applied before the foundation is poured, provides a thermal break between the slab and earth, slowing the transfer of hot or cold from the ground surface. The ICF wall performs at R50, often requiring 30 to 44% less energy than a wood frame home by reducing outdoor air infiltration. The thermal mass of ICF delays heat transfer and evens out temperature swings. The ground source heat pump, or geothermal, provides heating, cooling, and hot water using Earth's constant subsurface temperature. In this installation, a pipe loop circulates fluid back and forth to the heat pump. Together, ICF walls and geothermal allow a small, constant amount of energy to maintain home comfort. Attic foam insulation reduces outside thermal infiltration. Ducting foam insulation reduces delivery losses in heating and cooling systems. This conditioned attic space reduces fire danger by eliminating venting, which can allow burning embers to enter the attic. Solar photovoltaic provides daytime energy generation, minimizing the need for and cost of outside utilities. The paint additive Thermacells applied to the roof deck reflects heat away from solar panels and extends the life of composition roofing. A heat recovery ventilator provides fresh air and utilizes heat exchange to minimize energy losses from bringing in outside air. The concrete additive Helix microbars add strength, insulation, and help structural integrity during an earthquake.
There is a lot to know about this, so let's go through the whole house.
With construction and final inspections complete, the homeowners do a walkthrough of their new house.
This is nice on these rounded walls.
Yeah, isn't that nice?
Yes, it's great. No corners.
This is for you.
We're finding people who are hardworking, who give their hours, 500 sweat equity hours, they give their hours, and they get to know the people who are building their home, and they work with them, and then they move in and start doing all the things that homeowners do, pay the mortgage, pay the taxes, the insurance, all of that. It's a really interesting cycle. And then their mortgage money comes in, and we recycle that to build new homes.
Congratulations, here are your keys. Bye-bye.
I'm gonna put my bed in the middle. I'm gonna put my TV on top of my dresser. And yeah.
It took a community to build this house and a family to make it home.